Alicia, you're out here homeless, Venice Beach. Tell me about it.
Yes, I've been out here 2 years because I paid rent my whole adult life, and never in my wildest dreams would I think that I would have ended up here pushing a stroller with my animals, and but I did because I was in a relationship where I allowed someone to use me, and when I paid my last dollar, he left me, and here I sit and I sleep on the street that I lived on for 17 years in an apartment because I don't know, I didn't know where else to go, and it's the worst thing, maybe I've had a lot of bad things happen in my lifetime, but this is really the hardest and like a no way out situation. It's kind of hopeless, and I really feel like I'm dead because every day today is not, you're not alive. You just wake up and wait for it to be over so you can do it all over again. And it's horrible,
You were saying that you don't know how to be homeless.
I don't. I either have nothing, which I've had many a time, not only the clothes on my back, or too much stuff, which I just push around because I'm so tired to, I have a few things here and there. I don't know, am I packing for a trip? Like I'm going on vacation? Do I, I don't know how to do this, and your stuff always gets stolen anyways. And or the city, every Friday they handcuff you and take your stuff. So if you don't get out of their way.
They handcuff you?
Yeah.
Oh, if they don't
everything.
get out of
They don't always handcuff you, but I've been handcuffed and they took everything I had. And that's their cleanup. They clean up every Friday morning.
Right.
So, and then when it rains, that's the only time they really come and torture you, because when you're trying to stay dry, they don't allow that.
Right.
So, and you're either invisible or an eyesore. Everybody just wants you to go, or they don't see you, Say they're handing out stuff, you might be there, but they're not handing out anything to you, like the free drinks and stuff or whatever, wherever you go, or nobody sees you. You say hello and no one sees you.
How do you survive out here?
I don't know. It's hard. You have to, it's just the whole day is about that. Getting through the day, whatever you need. And as far as food and stuff, you just have to, if you've used up any resources that you might have, then you have to just look for it. And there's so many people out here, it's hard to come by. Even though thousands of people come here, it's not easy. Last year, even in a year's time, it was easier last year than it is now. Now everyone's looking for the same thing. So
homelessness getting worse?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Now it breaks my heart that you're sleeping on the same street.
Yeah.
That when I was homeless, I actually went to where I felt the most comfortable, which is where I used to live. Same thing. I lived
right down the street, so the beach, which was my heaven, is now kind of my hell. It really is.
Oh my God.
As much as grateful as I am to be here and not Skid Row, but it's still, it really is hell. And I have a 16-year-old cat and a 9-year-old dog, and so pushing. It would be a lot easier if it was just me, but they're a blessing, because without them, I don't know how I would do it.
Yeah. What was your first night homeless like?
Oh, hell. Well, last year I cried all day and all night, every day. That's why they call me crybaby, but it was awful. I rode back to my old house, and I didn't know what to do. And then you can't go to sleep, because I was scared to go to sleep. And so I didn't actually sleep until this one guy who kind of befriended me, sorta. He recycled, and he let me sleep while he stayed awake. And so, there's that. But I used to not even have a tent, so I would just lay there you'd always have to have one eye open. I couldn't just totally go to sleep.
What would you want people to know about homelessness that they probably don't know?
That there are many different reasons why people are out here, but we're still human beings, and they don't even have to, it's not about because I want them to give me something or anything, but even sometimes just to acknowledge, if you're in passing, or even just a smile, or they don't even have to do that, but know that everybody, it's not just one group, and it's a complex problem to solve. I don't know what the answer is, but just having people go away isn't the solution. that it's not. And if they only knew how awful it is, because you're really persecuted. People automatically, when I was the very first night, I was hated because I was homeless. And I thought, well, yesterday I was like you guys, and so just, I guess, to be more compassionate. And there are kind people, and blessings. I do notice them, but it's so overshadowed most of the time by all the negativity, and it's hard. And now you can't be anywhere. You can't rest. You can't do anything. They just want you to go over there, but you're blocking a sidewalk. And I'm 54 years old. I can't. It's too much on me. It's hard. It's taking a toll. Now I'm just so exhausted. I can barely even. I used to leave every day, and now I can barely do that. So.
Now, you were saying if people just spent 2 days out here, they'd change.
I think they would see it a lot differently, or at least have a little bit of compassion, or maybe help think of a solution rather than just disappear. Because it's unbearable for me anyways. Yeah. There are people, and they're mostly younger. It's a party. They're in their 20s or younger,
But that's always been Venice culture.
Yes. And passing through, but there's a lot of mix in between too. And there's even people with children. There's a few that have like a baby. And but now I know if I had the opportunity to have like a Section 8 or whatever, just for starters, I could pull it off. I could totally be a success story because I always paid rent. Yeah. No matter what.
No, but you need somebody to offer you the housing, the Section 8.
Yeah, the opportunity.
The wait list and
it's years, and so there is there. So, and I don't know that I can stay out here. I mean, I feel like I never believed in killing myself, but I think about it all the time because it's unbearable. Waking up every day and it's like the walk to nowhere. You're just killing time. That's it. And and that's one of the hardest parts, besides moving your stuff back and forth and all the time, is the walk to nowhere, for me anyways.
The walk to nowhere.
Yep.
Wow. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably wish something for my daughter instead of myself, but I don't know. Well, one of them definitely is to not be homeless, so I can have my life back. But, I still have time and try and, correct these things. But the other 2 wishes, I'd have to get back to you on that. I don't know. But to get out of this situation, well, I still can.
And people need to help you do that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what the solution is, because the shelter, nobody wants a shelter in their neighborhood and that kind of thing. And I don't want to go to a shelter anyways. I just need an opportunity. There's a building right over there that's a Section 8 building, and because I only have $220 cash a month, but I could do it, no problem. And then go back to work and so forth. But
so if there was a path out of homelessness, you'd take it.
Yes, I would. If I had an opportunity like that, yeah, I would. But I don't want to go to like some city far away to a shelter where whatever, I have animals and you got to leave every day. What's the point in that? And that's like a wish that I wish I had that opportunity to just have the path, and I don't know, or the housing opportunity, but there's not enough of them, and so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, though, there's no place, no storage. If you could store your stuff, that would take a load. That could change a lot of things too for people. It's hard to push around all your belongings every day, So,
well, thank you very much for talking to me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for hearing.